Hi, I'm Rick Reef. Welcome to SoCal Insider. First, a different kind of sizzle, internet startups. A lot of them gathered in Santa Monica at the Fairmont Hotel for LA Demo Day. David Nazar, what's the story?
Rick, I don't know if gather is the right word. It sure seemed like all of LA's tech scene swarmed onto Santa Monica trying to get the sweet smell of success. And as internet companies take that area by storm, folks are trying to cash in on the action. It's been dubbed Silicon Beach, Silicon Valley's little sister to the south. And while Santa Monica's tech industry still can't top the accomplishments of the long-established Bay Area, this Southern California beach community and other parts of SoCal are giving the San Fran area a run for its money, specifically the neighborhoods of 3rd Street Promenade, Venice, Wilshire Boulevard and Ocean Avenue, and other parts of L.A. Some years back, this community was lucky to house a few internet startup companies. Now the area has more than 100 new tech companies, a trend that really began taking off in 2007 with online companies like BetterWorks, a business platform to help companies create a better work environment for their employees. My Life, a site that takes you through your life and helps you find people searching for you. Shoedazzle, an online shopping site for women's shoes. Rubicon Project, an advertising technology company, in part helping publishers maximize their ad revenue. Break, a funny video site for men ages 18 to 35. Beachmint, a celebrity-driven subscription commerce business that brings QVC online. And Goodreads, a social network and discovery platform for book enthusiasts. And yet, the LA tech scene still pales in comparison to Silicon Valley, which boasts upwards of 1,000 tech companies. However, with that said, in this still infantile stage, Santa Monica is bursting with tech talent. Just ask Bill Gross, a legend in his own right. Gross is founder and CEO of Idealab. Idealab builds companies and makes technological changes to improve everyday life for consumers. Around these parts, Gross is considered the godfather of SoCal's internet industry. Gross's company has started more than 100 businesses. At a time when folks were taking their business ventures to Silicon Valley and elsewhere, Gross believed in Southern California's potential.
There's a great opportunity here. There's so much talent in the Los Angeles area. There's so much marketing talent, advertising talent, design talent. Design is becoming more and more important part of any company's success. And so much of that is right here in Los Angeles. So I think there's going to be a burgeoning opportunity that already is right here at home.
Some call you folks here in Santa Monica the poor lost stepchild to Silicon Valley. Does that insult you or does that challenge you?
Oh, no, it's a great opportunity. You can't have enough startups right now. The world is global opportunity because of the reach of mobile devices, smartphones, the internet. So you can be anywhere now. You can be in India. You don't have to just be in Santa Monica to be able to make a powerful company that can impact the entire planet.
If Gross is the godfather of SoCal's internet scene, Jason Nazar is the consigliere. Nazar has become the poster child of sorts for Santa Monica startups and has been one of the leading figures in putting Silicon Beach on the map. Nazar's company DocStock is located on the corner of Santa Monica and 4th Street.
Well, there's always been a burgeoning tech scene in Los Angeles, but over the last 3-4 years, it's really just exploded. LA won't be exactly like Silicon Valley because each city has its own character. We're really focused on entertainment and e-commerce businesses, but the technology scene in Los Angeles is absolutely here to stay, and it's only going to grow from here.
Today, Nazar and DocStock, with Rustic Canyon Partners and Graycroft Partners, are hosting the first ever LA Demo Day. The event in Santa Monica is helping to showcase new talent and new companies. It gives wannabes the opportunity to have a platform to try and raise money, recruit talent, and find potential partners. More importantly, the event is providing a synergy where folks in the industry can meet all the key players and power brokers in Southern California tech. Over 1,000 people are in attendance, everyone from company co-founders and employees to shareholders and investors. Dana Settle is one of those investors. Settle is part of a venture capital company in Santa Monica. Why are you investing in these companies?
Investing in these companies because we're looking for a good return for our investors, but we're really looking for the next, the next big thing. So we have a fund that's a $130 million fund. Our average investment size on an initial investment is about $2 million, and then we'll follow on as needed by the companies. And we've invested in about, across the country from that fund, about 25 companies to date out of our current fund.
As a venture capitalist, you take a risk. Many of these companies obviously can go under.
That's always a risk when you're dealing with early stage companies, and that's why we really look for the best entrepreneur.
Any tech company from the start is trying to build as big a business as possible. What happens is when you raise money, whether that's an angel investment or venture capital, you're typically looking for a liquidity event, and that liquidity event will either be somebody buying your company or going public.
That was the case for Sean Colo. Colo's Demand Media was founded in 2006 and went public in 2011. Demand Media is a content media business that owns and operates many consumer-facing websites. Probably the most well-known is eHow, one of the largest how-to sites on the web, which reaches over 100 million people a month. Colo says Demand Media is a nearly billion-dollar company with 600 employees worldwide, 300 of them in Santa Monica.
One of the things that this area does better than anybody is produces great content. And the ways that people are consuming content continues to change, and the way that people are creating content continues to change. Silicon Valley was great for building a lot of the platforms, Facebook, Google, etc. And we think that there's an emerging class of companies that are going to be innovating within the content and media business, and obviously that's a huge, $100 billion plus industry.
How are you viewed by the folks in Silicon Valley? Are you basically the poor lost stepchild, or are you folks making a name for yourself here in Los Angeles and Santa Monica?
Well, I mean, any ecosystem needs its partners, and I think the folks in Silicon Valley have a lot of respect for what we're doing.
And just what is the ultimate goal of what they're doing? Well, Instagram, the mobile photo sharing application, has given every tech startup here in Santa Monica hope. Recently, Instagram, which was in business less than 2 years and never made a dime, was bought out by Facebook for $1 billion. The company founder, a 20-something kid like many in the audience today, walked away with $400 million.
That's kind of like lightning striking in a bottle. The vast majority of tech companies are making money along the way, are growing, resemble much more of a classic business. But I think there's a certain sense that, oh, if these folks did it, we can too, and you want to prove that you can build this big company.
And Rick, it was interesting because after my interview, Sean Colo of Demand Media, who you saw in the story, said there was something else he wanted to mention. He said his company now has 90 job openings when it seems there's not a job to be found these days in California. It says something about the aggressive tech industry in Santa Monica, Rick.
Great report, David. Now tell me this guy Jason Nazar, that sounds really familiar. Who's Jason Nazar?
Yes, he's my baby brother, 12 years younger than me, I unfortunately have to say. With all due respect, though, full disclosure, Rick, you did send me out on this story. For months you wanted a story on Silicon Beach. You didn't even know my brother was associated with it. So we're not giving him a plug. He doesn't need my piddly story, but I took your order and did the story. All right,
so you're putting it on me. You weren't trying to hype his company so when he goes public or anything like that. Okay, well, at least now I'm sure in the Nazar family he's known as the smart one.
Yeah, he is definitely the smart one. I'm the tall one with the hair and the good-looking one. I mean, listen, everything works itself out.
Everybody has their talents. Thanks much, David.